Zuma support costs Sithole. National Police Commissioner General Khehla Sitole's alignment with former President Jacob Zuma's faction and his lack of planning in dealing with the unrest and riots in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng in July are among the reasons he is on the brink of losing his job, according to political and police sources. Sithole has been asked by President Cyril Ramaphosa why he should not be suspended, which is a formal prelude to his actual suspension and the setting up of a board of inquiry into the commissioner's conduct. The impending suspension is also due to allegations that he failed to assist the Independent Police Investigative Directorate in its money laundering probe relating to the aborted attempt to spend $45 million on a cell phone communication interception device, known as a grabber, ahead of the ANC's conference in SAReact in 2017. Sithole's star rose fast after the Mangahu conference. In 2013, he was appointed as Deputy National Commissioner, then as Divisional Commissioner in 2016, before Zuma appointed him as National Commissioner in November 2017, a month before the ANC National Conference. Fresh allegations have surfaced that, while Sithole was the Provincial Commissioner in the Free State, police set up a secret office that became a gathering space for Zuma's faction at the ANC's elective conference in Mangahu in 2012. City Press has learned from several sources with inside knowledge of the police operation that people carrying briefcases and bags, allegedly full of cash, came in and out of this office. The independent sources backed up explosive allegations detailed in a dossier sent by advocate Malacela Tefo to Ramaphosa's office on September 28. In part, Tefo claimed in the dossier that he had witnesses who would corroborate that Sithole pledged $60 million to Zuma's faction at the Mangahu conference. It is unclear how much of this pledge was honored. A former police officer with 19 years on the job, Tefo is currently the president of newly formed Majority Union of SA. He told City Press that Ramaphosa had not responded to his dossier, but City Press has seen an email from Robert Hlongwane in Ramaphosa's private office dated September 29, acknowledging receipt of it. Tefo, who is no stranger to controversy himself, was arrested for trespassing and assault when he entered Gauteng provincial police offices last year while attending arbitration to represent his clients. In a separate matter, Tefo was also criticized by a Labour court judge following alleged misconduct after he accompanied his client, who had been unfairly dismissed by the Department of Health, back to work. The judge found that Tefo did this despite a pending review application to stay the award, and said that he deserved to be reported to the Legal Practice Council. Tefo said these matters had nothing to do with the issues raised in the dossier. He added that they were attempts to discredit him, and that the trespassing charge had been withdrawn. He showed City Press a document dated the 21st of December 2020, signed by the National Prosecuting Authority Senior Public Prosecutor in Hillbrow, confirming the withdrawal of the trespassing charge, but stating that the assault charge would proceed. Tefo said he was defending the assault charge and dealing with the Legal Practice Council matter. Sithole would neither confirm nor deny knowledge of the dossier, saying only, "You still need to speak to the spokesperson, Brigadier Vishnu Naidu. He'll be in a position to give you all the information you need. They are based on half-truths and innuendos." Brigadier Vishnu Naidu. However, Naidu said it was not the first time Tefo had made such allegations against senior officers. The advocate, he said, had continually harassed various senior police officers, for which he was still being investigated. He said Tefo's allegations contained in the dossier were baseless, unsubstantiated, and absurd. "They are based on half-truths and innuendos," said Naidu, adding that if there had been any substance to them, Tefo would already have filed criminal charges. Ramaphosa's spokesperson, Tyrone Seal, referred City Press to the statement issued by the presidency on Thursday, and did not respond to questions relating to Tefo's dossier. Mzwaneli Manyi, spokesperson for the Jacob Zuma Foundation, also did not respond to questions, despite having asked for them to be texted to him. An individual close to the 2012 operation said the secret office was set up at the University of the Free State's security offices, where the ANC conference was being held that December. Two senior officers, whose names are known to city press, were in charge of running the office. The source said one of the officers allegedly used her own couches and carpets to decorate the room, which was used to treat guests to drinks and snacks. Some of the guests were in ANC clothing, but you could see that they weren't ordinary people from the street. Individual close to the 2012 operation, the university has a big security department. It allocated space for us where top politicians could come. I can't recall the names exactly. We even had some whiskey there, he said. What was very suspicious was that people would come carrying some stuff in and out. They were those types of activities. You could see that whatever was discussed, there was high-level stuff, serious matters. I mean, I wasn't born yesterday. Some of the guests were in ANC clothing, but you could see that they weren't ordinary people from the street. We had to make sure that security was tight there. The office was open 24 hours a day, but nobody was allowed in without permission. They would come in with bags and they would go. Then I would wonder what was in those bags. That Sunday, the day of the election, was extremely busy, said the insider. Another source gave city press details about the hive of activity in the room. He said a close-knit circle knew about monies that were handled to allegedly pay pro-Zuma delegates. City press understands that two senior police officers at the time allegedly gave Sithole, who they thought was in the dark, information relating to the matter in 2013. He promised to handle it, but nothing happened thereafter. It was not known at the time how close Sithole was to the then ANC leadership, hence the belief that he would do the right thing. A brigadier, who was close to Sithole, allegedly ordered members to destroy the original claim documents and produce new ones to cover the money that was used to pay for the ANC election conference, so that it would look as if it was overtime worked. Another senior officer, a Sithole protege, allegedly signed these documents at the time. The money that was allegedly being ferried in bags from the Free State office was supposed to be paid to the police officers, who were working overtime during the Mangan conference. However, it was being redirected. The source said one of the police officers, who allegedly reported the matter to Sithole, relayed information that they had been instructed by the brigadier to shred the original claim documents and create new ones with new dates for overtime worked during the election conference of the ANC in 2012. The new claims were made to reflect as ex post facto because they were captured after the members worked overtime. They were approved without being verified. We never knew that he, Sithole, was already aware that it was the money which was supposed to be used for the ANC election conference, said the source. Tefo said the underlying aim of the dossier was to second Seal's stance that there was prima facie evidence to summarily dismiss Sithole because he had never been a suitable candidate for his position. He said he would submit evidence based on what was known by him, witnesses and police cases opened, including from Sithole's own office. He also said that Ramaphosa was compelled by the Constitution to hear him and study the allegations against Sithole, allegedly at suspended ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashul's recommendation. By the time of going to print, Magashule had not responded to calls and text messages requesting comment. Meanwhile, City Press can report that Sithole and two of his colleagues petitioned the Supreme Court of Appeal in an effort to have a damning ruling against them reviewed. In the documents filed 2 weeks ago, Sithole and Deputy Commissioners Francina Vuma and Jacob Zuma asked the Supreme Court President to consider that this matter is of importance to the applicants. The application followed a damning ruling by the Pretoria High Court that Sithole, Vuma and Zuma had breached their duties by not handing over or declassifying documents for the Independent Police Investigative Directorate to investigate allegations of fraud and corruption. Their appeal was denied. The parties argued that having initiated an application to review the subpoenas issued by the first respondent, the court set these subpoenas aside, however, still granted a conditional counter-application that the applicants were in breach of Section 4(2) of the Independent Police Investigative Directorate Act. Thank you for watching this video.